So now it's time to talk about Beautiful Soup. What is Beautiful Soup? Beautiful Soup is a Python library that will allow you to scrape the web effectively. It has many functions that will help you scrape the web. And it's probably the best library out there for scraping the web in Python. Therefore, I'm going to be using it. And in order to use it, you need obviously to install it. So to install it, we use pip. So I'm going to say pip and then install and then Beautiful Soup. Beautiful Soup. And here you need to type 4. Be careful here, this is very important. We are going to be using version 4. If you don't type 4, it's gonna install the old version. Therefore, it's very important to type Beautiful Soup 4. Again, it's Beautiful Soup 4 because we want to use version 4, which has many awesome functions. So again, this is the command that you need to type in Mac and also in Windows. If you are using Windows, you need to go to cmd, the command prompt, and then type pip install Beautiful Soup 4. And of course, if you are using Windows, you need to add Python and pip in your environment variables in order to be able to use the pip command. And then once you type this command, all you need to do is that you need to hit enter, and this is going to start installing Beautiful Soup 4. And since I have already installed Beautiful Soup before, it's here going to give me a message that says requirement already satisfied, as you can see, from Beautiful Soup 4. So if you get this message, it means that Beautiful Soup 4 library has already been installed. So you can install it, and then after you install it, you can run this command one more time to make sure that it has been installed. So this is very important in order to make sure that Beautiful Soup has been installed. So what is next? After we install Beautiful Soup, how can we use it? Well, first of all, in our project, I'm going to create a new file, which is going to be our main file that will scrape the web. So I'm going to here create a new file in the scraper, not inside the wiki, inside the scraper itself. So here in the scraper, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to name it, main.py. You can name it whatever you want. I prefer to name our main file main, our entry point, or the main file that will do the main work. I usually like to name it main, and it should be inside our directory scraper, and then save. And now we have our main file. Now it's time to import Beautiful Soup and start working with it. Let me now zoom in so that you can see, and then let me import Beautiful Soup. How can we import Beautiful Soup? Well, to import Beautiful Soup, you need to type from bs4 import Beautiful Soup. Import Beautiful Soup. And as you can see, Beautiful Soup, as you can see, the B is capital and also the S is capital. This is very important. The P and the S are capital. And make sure that the spelling is correct, Beautiful Soup. And we also need to import the OS, because obviously we will be using the OS here as well. And we will also be using the requests module, but I'm going to be importing it later. But for now, let's start using Beautiful Soup. And let me show you how you can use Beautiful Soup. First of all, in order to use Beautiful Soup, since we imported it here, you can immediately create an object from that Beautiful Soup and pass the HTML code that you want to scrape. So here I'm going to say HTML. And of course, we don't have HTML. We don't have an HTML document or an HTML text. So we need to create one. And then I'm going to store the result in a variable called soup. But we don't have, as I told you, we don't have that HTML. So I'm going to here create HTML, which is just going to contain, let's say, dev. and that div is going to have this is a div. And let me now save and run our application, and let's check the result. As you can see here, we are going to get an error message that says the code that caused this warning is on line 7, because we need to pass a new parameter, which is the parser. So the parser is usually the HTML parser. You can use other parsers such as the XML and XML and the LXML. But I'm going to be using the HTML parser. So you need to copy it, and then in the second parameter here, you need to pass HTML parser. Now if you save and run your application again, guess what? It's going to run successfully, but obviously we don't have anything to print. So I'm gonna just print the result here by using the print to show you what's gonna happen, print. And then I'm gonna print the soup. And as you can see, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna print out the complete tag. So we have here a complete tag. It took that HTML and it printed that HTML on the screen. But this is obviously the simplest thing that the Beautiful Soup library does. Of course, we want to do other things such as extracting specific text from that tag. And of course, web pages have lots, probably hundreds, if not millions of tags, and we will be interested in only one or two tags. Therefore, this Beautiful Soup library will let us get a specific data from a specific tag because it's super powerful. Let me show you here a quick example. Soup, and then if you use the .dev, which is the name of the tag that you want to access its data. Now if you save and run, guess what? It's gonna print out the div itself. But if you say div.text and then save and run, guess what? It's gonna get the text from that div. If you have let's say here P paragraph P, and I'm gonna say here this is P, or this is a paragraph tag. And now if you replace this div with P and then save and run, guess what? It's gonna get the text from that P tag. As you can see, this is a paragraph tag. So this is how you can access a specific text from a specific tag in Beautiful Soup. And again, this is very simple. Of course, we need to create advanced scripts, which I'm gonna be teaching you how you can do, how you can create one which is gonna get specific data from HTML pages.